Welcome back to the Tesla Stock Podcast. I'm your host, and today we have a jam-packed episode that touches on every single pillar of the Tesla bull thesis: the hardware that powers the future, the software that drives it globally, and the vehicles that will actually get into the hands of the mass market. It has been a volatile month for the stock. We are currently trading right around the $398 mark, dipping just below that psychological 400 level as the broader AI sector takes a bit of a breather. But while the price action is choppy, the news flow from the company this week has been absolutely relentless and frankly transformative. We have Elon Musk pulling back the curtain on a hidden multi-billion-dollar internal business, a major new country going live with full self-driving, and the official launch of the standard vehicle lineup that fundamentally changes the value proposition of buying a Tesla. There is a lot to get through, so let's dive straight into the deep end. Our first story today is about the invisible engine that justifies Tesla's trillion-dollar valuation. For a long time, bulls have argued that Tesla isn't just a car company, it's a tech conglomerate. Yesterday, Elon Musk gave us the strongest evidence yet that Tesla is also a chip designer that could rival the giants. In a series of posts on Sunday, Musk highlighted something that usually flies under the radar. He reminded the world that Tesla has had an advanced AI chip and board engineering team for many years. And this isn't a small R&D project. He stated that this team has already designed and deployed several million AI chips in their cars and data centers. Why does this matter right now? Because the market is currently obsessed with the value of silicon. NVIDIA has ridden its chip prowess to a $4.4 trillion valuation. Analysts are now estimating that the internal chip divisions at companies like Google or Amazon are worth hundreds of billions on their own. By explicitly highlighting this, Musk is signaling to Wall Street that Tesla has a similar hidden asset. He went on to detail the roadmap, noting that the company is close to finishing its AI 5 chip and has already started work on AI 6. The goal is an incredibly aggressive timeline, bringing a new chip design to volume production every 12 months. This is the kind of cadence we see from Apple with its iPhone processors, not from car companies. Musk is essentially recruiting. He ended his comments with a call for talent, asking engineers to email him directly. But for investors, the takeaway is clear. Tesla trades at roughly 177 times its estimated 2026 earnings. You cannot justify that multiple by selling cars alone. You justify it by believing that Tesla's internal silicon will power a robo-taxi network and millions of Optimus robots that will revolutionize the economy. This confirmation of the chip roadmap is the foundational bedrock for that entire thesis. Now, moving from the brains of the operation to the actual application of that intelligence, we have a massive development in the global rollout of full self-driving. As of Sunday, Tesla full self-driving is officially live in South Korea. This marks the 7th country in the world where the software is available, joining the ranks of the US, Canada, China, and the recent additions of Australia and New Zealand. Owners in South Korea are reporting that version 14.1.4 has started arriving in their vehicles. This is a significant milestone for a few reasons. First, South Korea is a dense, complex driving environment with high technology adoption rates. Proving the software works there is another feather in the cap for the neural networks. Second, it shows that the international expansion strategy is accelerating. We went from being North America-centric for years to suddenly adding 3 major markets in the span of a few months. But the elephant in the room remains Europe. That is the final boss for the FSD rollout due to the intense regulatory red tape. But the company has given us a very specific roadmap for how they plan to tackle this. They admitted that they are looking at a Dutch strategy. They are partnering specifically with the Dutch Approval Authority, the RDW, to gain exemptions for the feature. Essentially, they are trying to prove compliance with existing UN regulations while filing specific exemptions for behaviors that regulations haven't caught up to yet, like system-initiated lane changes. They are hoping to crack the European market by early next year. If they succeed, it opens up a massive, high-margin revenue stream in one of the world's richest automotive markets. The South Korea launch is a great win, but it's also a warm-up act for the main event in Europe next year. Finally, let's shift gears from the high-tech future to the nuts and bolts reality of selling cars today. In what I believe is the most consequential product news of the quarter, Tesla has officially launched its new standard range of vehicles. These are stripped-down, more affordable versions of the refreshed Model Y and Model 3. And when I say stripped down, I mean they have fundamentally rethought the luxury aspect to hit a price point. The new Model Y Standard starts at just under $40,000, and the Model 3 Standard is sitting roughly $37,000. This is a direct response to the affordability crisis in the auto market. The average EV transaction price in the US is over $57,000. By offering these cars at $40,000 or less, Tesla is aggressively undercutting the competition. But there is a catch, and it's fascinating to see how they did it. They didn't just software lock the battery. They removed physical hardware to save cost. The new standard models come with manual adjustments for the seats, steering wheel, and mirrors. That means no motors in the seats, no memory profiles for your mirrors. You adjust them by hand like in the old days. They also removed the rear passenger screen, which was a hallmark of the Highland refresh. The glass roof is now closed off internally with a fabric headliner, likely to save on cooling costs and glass complexity. There are no heated rear seats, no ventilated front seats, and they even swapped the HEPA filter for a standard particulate filter. The specs are still solid. You get a 69 kilowatt-hour battery, which offers about 321 miles of range. It still does 0 to 60 in under 7 seconds. It still has the big 15-inch touchscreen and access to the supercharger network. So why is this bullish? Because it shows Tesla is willing to cannibalize its own premium image to secure volume. They realize that for a massive chunk of the population, power folding mirrors and a rear screen are nice-to-haves, but a $40,000 price tag is a must-have. By creating this new tier, they're effectively building a firewall against cheaper competition. If you are a first-time EV buyer looking at a Hyundai or a Kia, and suddenly you see a brand new Tesla Model 3 for $36,000, the math becomes very difficult for the competitors, even if the seats are manual. It brings Tesla back to its mission, maximizing the number of EVs on the road. It's a pragmatic, mature move. While Elon talks about AI chips and robo-taxis on Twitter, the product team is doing the hard work of value engineering the cars to keep the factories running at full capacity. So, to wrap up this heavy news day, we have confirmation that Tesla is operating as a major AI chip designer with a 12-month innovation cycle. We have the FSD software expanding to its 7th country with a clear battle plan for entering Europe. And we have a bold new product strategy that sacrifices premium features to attack the mass market price point aggressively. This brings me to my question for you guys today. I want to hear your take on the new standard models. Would you buy a Tesla that required you to manually adjust your mirrors and seats if it saved you $5,000? Or do you think stripping out those basic comforts dilutes the tech luxury brand that Tesla has built? Is this a genius move to spike demand or a step backward for the user experience? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one of them. As always, if you found this breakdown helpful, please make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the Tesla Stock Podcast, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next deep dive. We have earnings coming up soon, and you are going to want to be ready. Thanks for listening, and I'll catch you in the next episode.